Hey guys, this is Jules. I want to be sharing a quick little video tutorial with you guys, just how to alter your Wild Orchid Crafts flowers to make them a little shabbier, a little grungier, maybe even a grungy vintage even of a look with the dimensionals and with some flat flowers. I'm going to show you run really quick. I'll be showing you how to make one of the flat white flowers and add your own little two-tone effect to it, giving it a little bit of a distressed look, like the kind of a burned kind of a look to it, or an old paper kind of a look to it. So this is just one of the flowers I'll be showing you how to alter today. Alright guys, here's the video tutorial. This is the hydrangea that they have. I have not seen it on the website anymore, so I don't think that they have it, but I just wanted to show you. This is the hydrangea, and I'm just going to show you. They have a lot of other white, like flat, single layered blossoms that you can play with. I'm going to show you what I did with that one. I used some old paper distress ink. Let me grab my tool. Now, I used old paper, and this is kind of it has that yellowish tone that you'll find in old like book paper. And what I did is I just dabbed the corner here, and I inked up the very center of the flower. And it's not some heavy inking, it's just some smudging of the ink. Also used a little bit like on the petals. There we go. And then because I was using some of the pink and green tone colors from the Graphic 45 paper, which is actually right here, this one here, and there's some pink in there, and I wanted to add some of that pink. So what I did is I got some Tattered Rose distress ink, did the same thing, and I just edged the very corners or the edges of the petals. And then a tad in the center, just a little bit. And what I did is I'm going to wet it with plain water, this here, and then I'm also going to mist it with some other spray. I'm going to show you in a second. So when you, actually what I did is I went really close up and just did a big drop in the middle and let it bleed. When water touches your inks, it tends to bleed, so it spreads out through your paper flower. And I'm going to use Cosmopolitan Pink by Lindy Stamp Gang, which has the glitter, and it's just a really pretty effect. And I'm going to lightly use the Lindy Stamp Gang and some water at the same time. See, I don't want a whole lot of color on there. I mainly want the distressed look. So a nice stain on your flower. I don't know how clear you can see that, but it does have a kind of a two-tone blood effect on the petals. And you can also do that with some of the other blossoms that I was mentioning, so I'm going to show you how to do that on here. I'm going to use the same colors just so you can see, and spread a little bit of this throughout the petals. I just want a light spray of Lindy's Actually, I want a little bit more water. Here's your altered, kind of a grungy look, kind of a two-tone look at the same time, the little edges. So that's how you can do like your little petals and stuff, or your single layer flowers. You can add almost anything that you want. And of course it's got a hole there so you can put your stamens and stuff in. But pearl's fine for me. And it'll finish it off just like that. See up closer you can see the two-tone look. It just gives it a really cool look. What I've done with my Cabio album, I added some of these beautiful blue wild roses. And all I did is add some watered down paint. I'm going to grab some white from Apple Barrel. You don't need a whole lot, seriously. You can do a little bit off the side. Like you get it and you lessen it on your brush. When you dab it off a little bit, the paint already starts to dry because you're thinning it out. So all you got to do is go in and add some more paint, some of the white paint, and you're toning it down. You see how dry that is? So all you got to do is add it in there, add some of the paint on there. And you're at the same time you're toning down some of the blue, and then you're adding that whitewash look to your flowers. You can do this with some of your peach ones, with your pink ones, yellow ones, something that already has kind of a pastel-y look. You can try it with some darker ones, but I've not ever tried it. But give it a try and see if you like the way it looks. And to compare it next to another blue one, this is how much different it is. I don't know if you can tell, but it is a lot lighter. You see the edges here are a lot darker. There. So if it doesn't look like it's white enough for you or toned down, you can go ahead and add some more paint. Okay. And this one I kind of want to grunge it up a little bit, kind of give it more of an older look, and it has a really cool look already to it. But I'm going to use some vintage photo distress ink, which is like this color here. So mainly what I do, you guys, is just dab. When it's really inky, it'll leave a really good impression of the color. And you can see it picking up already. Let me get a little closer for you. There we go. So we dab, we dab, we dab. Maybe a little bit of a rub here and there. So now I'm going to get some water and spray it down a little bit. I go all up in the petals, let them lay open, and let them bleed. You see it bleed already. It's already doing a two-tone look, so it looks like the edges are burnt. Really cool looking. And then when I dry it, I do go on the top, but then I do shake the petals down and dry them downward so that they close again. Here it is all dry. Really cool. And I've never done like a twice distress technique. Like I've not added, like after doing it once, I've never added ink again and re-wet it to make it bleed some more. But you can try that and see. Okay, this is another issue that happened last time to me, and simple fix. When you do this, sometimes a petal or a whole layer will come loose. You see that? Just glue that back on. It's not a big deal. I'm going to do a little bit of hot glue. Just seriously, it's not a big deal. Because you already got the color that you want. You're not going to be distressing it anymore. So just do that. Push it back up. Give it its lift. And it's ready. It's done. See that? It stayed. Perfect. Perfect. And another thing that you can do is when you are distressing, while it's right before it gets completely dry, you can also, here, let me just show you. It's just another flower here. I'm going to go ahead and re-wet just a tiny bit. Okay. Because when you have it softened, ooh, it's letting out some purple. Ooh, very cool. Oh, I love that. Okay. So what you can do is give it a smushed look, and this will help give it a more vintage feel to it, which I love. I like the look of it. So all you do is just put it between your fingers and just smush. And if you want, you can add more ink at this point, or just leave it alone. It might be too flat for some people. It's up to you. Not a big deal, but to me, I love the look of this. So I'm going to add a tiny bit more ink because I want to play with it now. Okay, do a little bit more. Now, of course, with the, what do you call it? Let me wet it somewhere off camera there. So what you can do is let it bleed a little bit more, and you can let it sit to give it time to just dry by itself so that it bleeds a lot. When it bleeds a lot, here, I'll show you as soon as I'm done with this video, I'll show you what it looks like completely dry. That way you can see the dinginess of it and the distressed look of it. So, okay, so I'm going to put it aside and I'll show you guys in a little bit. You can see here how how tattered and grungy it is. It looks really pretty though, because the vintage photo has a tad bit of purple in it, and you can see it kind of leaking through right there, and a little bit on the petals and stuff. So, and yeah, I smushed it. So this is what the cream curly wild roses look like, and this is the one that I altered that looks grungy. See that? It looks different. It looks like another flower actually. So that's what I wanted to show you guys, how you can distress and alter up some of your favorite Wild Orchid Crafts flowers. I'll have some pictures on my blog. There they are. Thanks you guys for watching. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much. Jules signing out of the Jewel Box for Wild Orchid Crafts. Bye everybody.